This is Michael John. Today I'll be doing a review on the TS25 from Wurkkos. I have the black version TS25 519A emitter with 5K lighting. I'm a pretty standard user and I've been using these substandard flashlights for a while now. You know, the ones with 5 LEDs. And I decided to upgrade and get something that is a little bit better. But I ended up getting this, which is a lot better. So I'll give my opinion based on my flashlight experience, and here goes. Now, Wurkkos on their website sells this flashlight for $37.49. They'll also give you a free Type-C cable with your purchase at this time with $29 of spending. So you can either get it with the 519A emitter or the LH351D emitter. As far as I know, it only comes in 5000K. Here's the basic difference between the colors, 5000K being the whitest and 27K being the yellowest, I guess. But they also call it warm white. I'm a big fan of the magnet. It lets it stay on anything that is metal for long periods of time. I used this to change my sink out, and it was really helpful. Under the sink, I was able to just connect it to a pipe. It also has a nice lanyard here that you can put on your wrist, and that way it will not fall. I like the way it feels in my hand, and I also did buy this FC11 from Wurkkos, and I like how the TS25 fits in my hand a lot better than the FC11. This is a little bit too small for my hand. This one kind of gets around better. Also, another thing that I really like about the FC11 is that the light protrudes a little bit over here, whereas the FC11, the light does not protrude. So I like the idea that I can just easily find it, whereas this one is a little bit harder to find. There's also this clip, which can be turned whichever direction you prefer, and it is reversible and also, I guess, double-sided, which means you can clip things into here and things to here, so that's really nice. It clips on nicely to my EDC bag, as you can see right here. It goes all the way in, and we could even put it in the other way. As you can see, the second way, it doesn't really go in as far, and it's not as stable because this is much longer than this area. However, that is pretty standard on these flashlights. Now, I wouldn't say this is pocket flashlight material just like this one is. This one is a lot thinner and therefore is more pocket style. However, if you are looking for a big flashlight and you do need something for, I guess, longer term use or something that's brighter, then you can put this in your flashlight in your pocket for sure. It's just not like a have in your pocket all the time type of light. And here is a size comparison between the flashlights. And each flashlight has a different type of battery. So our TS25, it is a 21700 battery, and it has 5000 milliamp hours. 5000 milliamp hours is usually the size of a smartphone battery. And you can see the size comparison between the 21700 and the popular 18650. And it is a nice amount bigger. The 18650 only has 3000 milliamp hours, while this one has 5000 milliamp hours. Now, when you want to use your flashlight for longer periods of time, obviously the better flashlight would be a bigger milliamp hour one. However, compared to a AA battery, obviously the 18650 is bigger than that, but the 21700 is way bigger. And you can even get as small as a AAA battery, which is way smaller. Now, obviously, flashlights are used for different things depending on what your intentions are. Some people like shorter flashlights, and therefore the 18650 also comes in a size of 18350, and you can get a smaller tube for example, the Wurkkos FC11 or FC12. You can get a smaller tube and get a 18350 battery, but I wasn't able to find anything that was a smaller tube with a smaller battery. I don't know if that exists for the 21700 battery. Another thing to keep in mind is that these batteries are very popular, and you can easily buy a replacement battery when this one runs out, or if you want a backup battery, it is really good to have one. The 18650s are a little more popular, and AA's and AAA's are also popular. However, 21700 also has a lot of popularity as well. You can also take this off and actually turn it around to make it completely reversible, which is really nice. I'll show you right here. There you go. And now the clip is on the other side, and since the threading is the same on both sides, this will also fit easily at the end, which is very nice. If you compare it to the FC11, it only has one clip. It's not reversible, however, you can technically turn it around. However, this one has a double clip, which is very nice, which means whichever way you are, you can always put it in your pocket as a clip. So this flashlight could stand up really nicely like this, or like this, and the lanyard did not get in the way. Extra O-rings are included with the purchase. Now, something that I've come across is that under this rubber over here is the charging port, but if you notice that this charging port is actually very thin, and my anchor cable that I usually use to charge my phones does not fit. However, there is a cable included, and this cable, it's a nice cable, it's about 3 feet, and it is the size that would fit perfectly fine, so just keep that in mind. when you are charging your device. When it is charging, it blinks like this with a blue light, and now it's fully charged. And as you can see, after I take the thing out, the light still is blue for a little bit, but this one has an IPA68 rating, which means that it's very highly rated for water. You can even put it underwater and it'll be fine, which is really good news. This green light sometimes turns on depending on, I guess, what exact production model you get. However, for me, as you can see, the light in the middle is not turning on at all, so keep that in mind. So at the top of this light, there are 4 pieces, which is 90 CRI LED emitters, and also 8 emitters, which are the aux LEDs. It does have a 25-degree angle for the beam, and the flood is 124 degrees. At factory settings, you press the button, it turns on. Press the button again, it turns off. Now, if you press the button and you hold down on it, it will get brighter, and if you hold down again, it will get dimmer, and you could just choose whatever light you would like to keep on. It will have that in its memory, and when you turn it off and turn it back on, it will have that same setting. The range is around 4,000 lumens to around 18 lumens. Twice, it will go into turbo mode. However, when it does go into turbo mode, as you can see right here, it gets very hot. There is a little caution over there. It does get very hot very quickly, and it will step down after a few seconds into a more manageable light by itself, and it already dimmed a little bit, so as you can see, and you can just click it again and it will shut off. Now if you do turn on to turbo mode and you want to turn the turbo mode off, just click it twice again and it will turn off. So twice to turn into turbo mode and twice to go back into regular mode. Another thing I noticed is when it's in turbo mode, the whole actual body of the flashlight gets very hot, so that's not something that is very regular, but it is a run hot flashlight. So if you want, you could change it into step mode, and the way you would do that is turn it on, press it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then it will blink, letting you know that it's in step mode now. So now when you hold it down, it will cycle between 3 different modes of brightness. Hold it down, and right now it's on very low. That's I believe 1 lumen. You hold it down, it will switch between different brightnesses, and hold it down again, it will go lower in brightnesses. So let's just keep it on the, I guess, medium to high setting. It does take a little while for this to cool down because it's made out of full metal. So those are the basic functions. This flashlight is running the firmware called Anduril 2. Anduril 2 is this firmware on it that lets you do so many different functions, and there are so many different instructions included. And I will show a picture of these instructions. There are a lot of advanced features, as you can see in the instructions, but I'm going to show you the RGB feature. In order to use RGB, you have to go into the advanced mode. So you have to click it 10 times and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold, and as you can see, it does that flashing thing, showing that you're in advanced mode. Once you're in advanced mode, 7 is RGB. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you see the RGB mode starts, and if you look closely, you'll see that the light RGB is set up. So that is low RGB. Let's click it 7 more times. We'll turn it on to high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now it's a high RGB. And the color is set to red. The way we could change this color is we go into the other RGB mode, which is 7 clicks but holding. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if we hold, we could change the different colors. So that's cayenne, blue, purple, white, and then we have flashing strobe, and then we'll just keep it on blue, I guess. And when we click it again 7 times, it'll be in flashing mode. So it'll just flash blue. So if you click it again 7 times, it'll turn it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's off, basically completely off. So that's how you do it. And if you want to go back into regular mode, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And these are all in the instructions. So that's pretty cool. So these RGB lights are really called aux lights or auxiliary lights. And they have a few functions. I guess one of them is to look cool. Another one could be that it acts as a night light. You might be able to find your light in a dark environment a lot easier with this aux light on. It could indicate how much battery life is left. It could also indicate the state of the light if it's locked or unlocked. Like some people put it red for locked. It could also help you find other flashlight enthusiasts in a crowd, so that's really nice. These lights really take up very little power, and they might take months or years to even drain the battery if it's not being used, I guess. So That's what these auxiliary RGB lights are used for. One of the really cool features about the TS25 is that it's a power bank as well, and you're able to charge your devices through it. So let's connect this Type-C cable, and let's connect it to my Pixel 3a right here. And if you connect it over here, you can see that it's charging, and it's actually a rapid charger. So that's pretty cool. It'll charge it very quickly. It's really nice to just have one device that does everything. So instead of carrying around the power bank, you can carry on your flashlight. It will be a flashlight and a power bank in one. I want to talk about Wurkkos for a minute here. For example, the FC12 on the Wurkkos website is $28, and on Amazon it is $38. And they have sales all the time, which do get you better prices. There's even an extra 10% off code. Plus, I have an extra promotion that you'll see in my description. I would also recommend getting a diffuser for your flashlight. As you can see, this fits the TS25 as well. And it's only $1.62. On Amazon, Wurkkos is charging $3.99. It is on sale right now, but it was $5.99 a few days ago. You're getting it at 2 pieces for $2.97. And they accept PayPal, so it's very good. Wurkkos also does have a Facebook account that they actually keep up with. I was able to fix an order that we made a mistake on. They responded to me in the Facebook Marketplace Messenger right away. Same day as the day I ordered, they were able to fix it up. They also responded to my email right away, which was really nice. I have to say their customer support on my order was really good. And for under $50, most of their flashlights are selling for, and honestly, I think the best value on the market that I've seen at least, their FG11, I got this for $25, and this, as you can see, was $37. I think you really get the best value for your money with this company, and this is definitely a huge upgrade. Now I have to get a tiny flashlight. We're going to run a little test. We're going to test this off-brand flashlight, $1.50, $2 flashlights versus the TS25 and the FC11 and see what the difference is. So here is my off-brand flashlight number 1. As you can see, it could be the battery's low on this, but it really doesn't get much light at all. Second flashlight, however, has actually very good battery, so let's see how it does. And it does have a laser, which is cool. And here is the light. Not super bright, but it works. Now let's test out the FC11. As you can see, it is really bright. This is 4000K, and now we're going to ramp it to the highest setting. There we go, and this is turbo, and it's pretty bright. It does a pretty great job. Now let's test it against the TS25. And here is the TS25. And this is how it looks in the lowest setting, but as we make it higher and higher, you'll see it gets brighter and brighter, and this is on the brightest setting. It is extremely bright. Really does a much better job than the other lights, but of course it is getting hot because it is so bright. And let's check out the RGB. So this is on low, this is the RGB, and this is on high. On the RGB, obviously you can't really see anything, but it does create a kind of nice light, RGB light. And if we click it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it will do the blinking thing, which is pretty cool. So that's nice. Nice to just be able to have it. And I think that is it for this flashlight. Really nice flashlight, really cool flashlight. It has a lot of different functions and features, especially with Anduril 2. I can't believe I'm getting such a great value for the price that you pay. So thanks for watching. I hope that this helped you make your decision if you want to buy this flashlight or not, and have a great day.